falling back.
Oh, I love to fall back. That's one of my favorite things, is to fall back. That's one of my favorite things. I think we are live, and that means it must be Monday night. Welcome, everyone. Hello, hello, hello from New Jersey.
And from Texas.
David, that's
hello, old chap.
Hello, old. Now, I like your new glasses, and they have blue. They have blue in them, yes?
Blue. They're very dark blue.
Yeah, very smart. And the set behind you
went with brown, so I didn't want brown.
Brown.
And I almost went with a tortoise shell, but then I thought, that looks better with the amber and brown. So let me just go with this blue. This blue looked pretty smart, and it was between this one and almost a deep, deep navy that was almost black. And I was like, well, you might as well get black. So I got the lighter shade.
They fit your face well. I've worn tiny glasses for so long. I've even worn glasses with a smaller circumference than this, that anytime I put anything larger on me, I just feel like it's 1985 all over again. Those look good on you. I don't know. I don't think I could get used to myself with big. I've been wearing glasses since I was 10 years old, so that's a long time.
Yeah. I was one of those silly kids that wanted to wear glasses. And so through middle school, when I found a nice frame at a thrift store, I would wear them. And when I was 16, I had a little money in my pocket from working after school. And I even found a nice, I guess, schoolboy type frames, and went to Pearl Vision or something, said, I need clear lenses put in here because they were prescription. And they obliged. They took my money.
They did.
So, oh well.
I can't remember what year it became fashionable and cool to wear glasses. It was not fashionable and cool to wear bifocals in 1977 at age 10. And I had big, thick bifocals at age 10 in 1977. It was not cool.
It had to be the 80s. I'm pretty sure it was the 80s.
Sometime in the 80s. I had tinted lenses in the 80s.
Ooh.
Remember the tinted lenses? Not the ones that would be tinted when you went outside in the sun. I forget what they called them, but just they were tinted from the top, halfway down. Anyway.
Were they like a smoky gray, a light gray, or a blue?
They were like a rose, almost a peachy rose color.
I was thinking blue, like Dita with your black turtleneck and his blue tinted glasses.
Yes, I rarely dip into the photography of the 1980s. Listen, we would be, is it remiss if we don't start saying hello to some folks? So I can't call out all the names because it's impossible. When you do, you always miss somebody. But it's delightful to see. And I'm watching, if you see my eyes go in a different direction, I'm looking at another screen in the distance where I can catch some of the comments, not all of them. So I see familiar names. I see new names, old names. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everyone who is a moderator. I appreciate your presence tonight. I think that David and I have agreed for tonight to ask Karen Williams, and I didn't ask her this in advance, but if she would be willing to do the stops and the starts, she can either say yes or no, and if she'll put that in, if not, I see we have Old Hadley Vintage here and the Revive It Sisters, also moderators who will step in as well. So if if she would do that. We'll wait and see. She says, okay, okay.
So that being said, so that we don't confuse or no one else confuses, she'll just start, stop, and she will call the winner.
She will.
Housekeeping, do you want me to?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Just as a reminder, Scout shipping from New Jersey. I'm shipping from Texas. We don't combine shipping, obviously. We try to keep it at 2 hours for 2 chaps. 10 items each, sometimes a little more, depending if we're doing. And so, bid like you mean it. Do it quickly, and someone may get the item. Are you getting the static?
No, I need some clarification. Karen is saying, no, you call winners, please.
Okay. As long as I know that, that's fine. Okay, we will call the winner.
Okay.
She will do starts and stops.
Okay, and then we will default, if we will tonight. Why don't we default to the Revive It Sisters or Real Nifty, old Hadley vintage, who to back those up if we get messed up. Is that okay?
That's fine. Give me a moment. I'm getting feedback, so I got to put on the NASA headphones. I'm getting a lot of complaints of feedback. Bear with me.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And while David is doing that, thank you so much, everyone. I want to try something, not really try something new, but I would love, maybe like right after intermission. We always take an intermission at 9 o'clock. How about right after 9 o'clock? I'll have to announce this again. Maybe for the first 5 minutes or so, let's have everybody hold back, and anyone who's new, who's never chatted before, you've been watching, maybe you're one of those 300 people that watch. We would love to know, who are some of you? I would love to know. So maybe at 9 o'clock, if you've ever been a little nervous about getting into the chat, won't you just say hello? And I'm going to ask everybody else, all the old timers, we love you, old timers, we do. But if you just hold back just a little bit, and we can see if we've got some new folks out there. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't bid, old folk. That's not what I mean. If we're selling something, yes, but just to get a sample of who might be out there that we've never heard from before. We'll do that. I don't know if David could hear that or not, but we'll do that like right after the intermission, just to see who's out there. That would be fun. And I know that all of our regular chatters would love to see that as well. I know I would. Richard, I will, if you'll email me about the horns, because I can't really discuss it now, but I just caught that, and I will absolutely write back to you about the horns. There are 4 of them up here, and I believe I've got 2 or 3 in the basement, so we can chat about it. I think you might have asked me about that before, and that's great, and I appreciate that. Carmen, I'm so glad to see you here, and you know why. I'll just leave it at that. I hope you're feeling comfort tonight. That was sort of leading, but I don't know if Carmen wants us to go into that. So Carmen, it's good to see you. Okay, David, how's it going? Not hearing you. Okay, he says, hold on. Yep, just give us a second. We'll get it straightened out. I'll give you a, as soon as we hear you, we'll, I don't know, we'll jump up and down and turn around. Let's see. How many of you were, what was it, either late or early for church yesterday? Not if you didn't do your clocks. Did you do your clocks? Let's see. This is much needed distraction. Good, Carmen. I'm glad. So David is still working on his sound. That's okay. That's fine. We have time. It's only 10 after. If we go, yeah, doing those clocks, I say it's a bit overwhelming to new people when they see how fast the chat goes.
Testing one.
We welcome all new folk. Yeah, you know, and the chat, I hear you. Who said it? Bonnie. Really, we, at auctions, I mean, at live sales, we really, when there's a lot of folks, it's really not time to chat. Like we can't, it's hard. It's not really for interactive chat, you know how it is. It's mostly, I know a lot of you chat with each other, but for those of us doing the sale, it's really not. The chat is when we do a live and we're not really selling anything. It's a lot easier to chat. And it is easier too, maybe if there's only like maybe 50 or 60 or 70 folks there. But when you start to get more, it's so much harder. And then I think last week, was it last week or the week before? Somebody really got upset with me. I guess it was my fault. I asked a question which was really rhetorical. And then they were like, I answered your question 3 times. I will never answer another one of your questions if you don't respond to the chat. It doesn't bother me.
There was a rhetorical question you asked in one of your videos, and I made sure I answered you twice, even though you couldn't hear me.
I sensed it. It just came to me. We can hear you now, David. Does anybody hear? Do some talking so we see if there's any feedback.
Yes, I finally have the headphones on, and I have set up behind the 4th green for this tournament, and I will be using a golf voice for the rest of the night.
And is that better for everybody?
I think so. Or I can use my quiet storm voice. You're joining David and Scott for the quiet storm.
Oh, you are the quiet storm. Who is that? Delilah? I don't know. Who did the quiet storm? I don't know.
I don't know.
What do I know? I know nothing.
Some other housekeeping while we're at it, just to finish up. Don't know where it started, whatever. We do not do it just in case. And getting back to bidding, Scott and we don't do just in case. But we have noticed there are times when someone outbids himself, or I guess leapfrogs several bids ahead in order to win the item and to make sure no one else bids. To be fair, we think just bid conscientiously. If you want to win the item, certainly bid, but we don't do it just in case. But the high bid in the chat will be the winning bid. So there may be an instance where you may outbid yourself. So be careful, because your outbid will be your winning bid. So I know better safe than sorry, but we want to give everyone a chance to win. And when someone leapfrogs by several amounts or a big amount, then it's kind of not fair, but it means you want it. So if you want it that badly, that's the price that we'll call the winning the price. Did I make myself clear? Is that right, Scott?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. You said it beautifully. I'll just add a little bit to it and hope I don't confuse everybody. There is a reason for that, and it's not because we like making up random rules. You have to understand that anytime we make a change, there's always reasons behind it. And Patrick and I were talking about this, Patrick, the trusty huckster. We've been talking about this a lot for, well, not a lot, but for a couple of weeks. And what this does, here's an example. Let's just say that Gloria Clapsaddle bids $10. There are no other bids. I start counting down The very next bid is from Gloria Clapsaddle, and she bids 90. Stop. Gloria Clapsaddle wins. There were no bids between her $10 bid and her $90 bid. A lot of people then have written and backed off and said, well, I would have paid 15 or maybe 18, but I got scared when I saw that $90 bid. And then what we've always done is in the past is go back and sell it at that lower price. It's kind of like not sneaking in, but it's kind of like getting a just in case in there when we don't really do just in cases. So that was another explanation that I hope wasn't confusing, but maybe just, and again, it's not to trick anybody into, no, Deb, because the reason what's different is at a regular auction, the auctioneer is in charge of the increments, right? The auctioneer will say, now 10, now 20, now 30, now 40. This, when we do it, see, so the other way around, that huge jump, as David said, that huge leapfrogging in bids, we're trying to keep that from happening to make it more fair for everybody and for more folks to have a chance to actually win. It's not a matter of us wanting to pull more money out of something. So, and listen, there's no perfect solution. Some folks will like it and some will go, eh. But we talked about this and came to a conclusion that that was probably the best thing that we should do. So we're going to try it and move on and see how that rocks.
I think the overall feedback, no pun intended, is positive from just the brief view of the chat. So I think most, if not everyone's in agreement. And if someone bids that, I'm sure they are. I mean, my theory is if you were willing to put that bid in, you're willing to make that payment. So just be prudent and bid wisely is all I can say.
David, is that all you can say? I want you to say one more thing. I want you to say, let's get this.
There's no business like show business.
Who's going to start?
You're going to start.
Why? You're the special guest tonight. I mean, it's on my channel, so you should start. But you want me
Well,
to?
I think we agreed that you were going to have more than 10 items. So you're going to bookend the sale because you'll have more items, or I'll have that awkward period where I'm online and you're selling 3 or 4 items more than I have. So it'd be fair if you just went first.
I had forgotten that. I appreciate you reminding me. And so I shall enlarge myself.
Cautiously.
Yes, I have just cautiously enlarged myself. And now I shall begin. Oh my goodness, I don't know where to start. I guess I just better start. How about we start with, woo! Okay, we'll start with these two little guys, and we're going to look for an opening bid of $30 for the pair. This is a matching pair or set. Yeah. Both of the lids are marked sterling, and I'll show these to you in a second. I guess that Karen is actually going to put that $30 start in there. There she is. Oh, she is on the spot tonight. Well, look, these are delightful. These are two little mustard, jelly, jam, horseradish, whatever you want to put in them, little jars. And look, they're wheel cut. It's nice glass. Don't know who made them. They could be English, they could be American, but the etching, the wheel cutting on these two is the same, identical. And the lids say sterling. Now, one lid says Watson sterling. It's too small for me to show it to you. Watson. It's too small, but that one says Watson sterling. And this one says sterling silver 25X. You might be able to see. My camera is always blurry when I try to show things close up, but they both say sterling silver. I didn't polish them. You'll have to get your own little tiny spoons. But there they are. I cannot find my ruler or my yardstick. That is 9 inches on my span. So you can figure they're about 4 inches tall. They're not chipped and they're not cracked. And you could use them on the table for whatever you like. So we're looking for an opening bid of $30. I don't see one. We're going to give it another 2 or 3 minutes. You know me, I'm not one to talk things to death. I could sit here for 10 minutes and go, well, you could put jam in it and you could put marmalade in it. You could put cotton balls in it. You guys know what you could put in it. You don't need me to tell you that. And you already know if you're interested in it or not. So
Acorns.
What?
Acorns. Put acorns in there.
Creamed corn.
Let me clear something up real quick. Lynn Fogel. I started a channel because it's cool. So it's David. That is my name. My boss nicknamed me Davis, and it carried over with my wife and friends in the chat. So I go by David or Davis. That's fine. Lovely jars.
But we just don't call him Ray J. Johnson. Okay, there are no bids. That means hard stop. We'll bring them back at the end of the sale. And so I'm going to move on to something else. We're going to move on. And the next item I'm going to pull up for you. Let's see. How about $19? $19. Karen, thank you for putting the stop in. That is a Depression green glass jar. And it was more than likely made by the Hocking Company. I don't think they were anchor hocking until maybe 1937. No lid. You'll have to find a lid. And of course you can now. You're going to want to know if it glows, and it does glow. It's chip and crack free. There's the glow on it. There's the light. And it's green kitchen glass. It starts at $19 and it is from the 30s. I think I've said before, I've never had a problem finding lids. You just have to search around until you find one. A lot of these are universal in terms of size, but there it is for the kitchen. Just typical green 1930s Depression glass. And Cheryl Miller has the opening bid of $19. This does stand, I'll say 8.5 inches tall. This is 9 inches on me. So about 8.5 inches tall. It's super clean, unmarked on the bottom. And Hocking made so much of this in the 30s. I have several of these. I don't need this one. I've got one for brown sugar, and flour. So I don't need a third. I don't need a fourth one. Any questions at all? And you can point those out. If I miss anything, if I miss something in the chat, oh, I'm sorry. Did I just shine that in everybody's eyeballs? Just let me know if I miss anything. If there are no questions, we will count this down. The high bid right now is $19. Here we go. Would a mason jar lid? No clue, because I know mason jars are. I couldn't answer that.
I think that's too wide for a mason jar.
I didn't measure. I didn't. I have mason jars downstairs, but I didn't try one for it. But anyway,
we'll check with the masons.
Yeah, or the BPOE, the best people on earth. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And we'll now wait for a second. Karen Williams is in another state. I know which one, but I'm not going to say unless she wants everybody to know what state she's in. So she
Altered.
state of confusion. So she's going to watch for the stop, and she'll put that in there as soon as she sees it on her end. And it looks like it's in there. Can we confirm Cheryl Miller is the winner at 25?
That is correct. That's what I see.
Okay.
And just to clarify, Karen Williams is in an altered state.
I've had a feeling she was.
Karen Williams.
Cheryl Miller. Yes. Cheryl, thank you. Thank you, everyone who is using dial-up. Get off of your TRS 80. Thank you, everyone who placed bids. I appreciate it.
What a difference. Remove facial hair with hospital-tested Surgicream, created especially for salon treatment of unwanted hair on face, arms, and legs.
Ooh.
How do I know? Well, starting at $10, I'm looking in the March 1964 Modern Beauty Shop.
Ooh.
And I'm reading an advertisement regarding removing that unwanted facial hair.
Ooh.
This is a nice, I love the cover. I guess that was maybe done in graphite and watercolor before they actually did the print. Smartly done. I love the advertisements. Let me show a couple. This is for your getting your salon ready. You need that new register in 1964. The Rue Fancy Tone in the back. Lovely. And what about the latest fashion for creating the lines in a leap year collection?
Oh, my word.
And it tells you just how to do it, step by step. And you can take this to your local salon and let them know exactly what you want done to your hair. Someone out there still has dial-up, I'm sure.
Yeah, they have to be.
Here's the advertisement I was talking about, removing the facial hair. Wonderful. Although her eyebrows are on point, I would say.
I have to agree with that. Oh, she has a very David Niven-like mustache. Very attractive. Very David Niven.
Now give your customers free foot massager service with this wonderful universal dual foot massager.
Only if the person has unwanted facial hair who's doing it.
Yes, because why would you remove wanted facial hair?
Correct.
Okay, Monica Williams has the opening bid. Let's count this down for her. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Okay.
We are waiting for the stop. Monica, good luck.
David, while we're waiting for that stop, did you want me to go next, or do you want to do a second item?
No, you go next, please.
Okay.
And Monica Williams, thank you. Just be sure to send your information to the email below, vintageuprisingtexas@gmail.com. You're going to love it. It's a hoot.
We now have 330 some folks with us. We are delighted during this. And I know the thumbnail, I'm waiting. And one person did. I was waiting. I knew somebody would. It's an old, not thumbnail, but for the thing, it still says daylight savings time. Because I can't get that off because Tammy made it for me. So I need to make another one that has Eastern Standard Time. So you saw that thumbnail and I just couldn't change it. We have a very small staff here.
It's a crack staff here at the old curiosity shop.
Woo! So it'll always be 8 o'clock. But thank you, 335 folks that are here. Give us a thumbs up. It doesn't cost anything. Okay, if you can. Next, starting at $20. $20. I have 3 pieces of Souvenir glass. I love me some Souvenir glass. I bet some of you do too. You probably own some that came down in your family. I'm going to show you all 3 pieces, and it's $20 as we're looking for the opening bid. You get all 3 pieces. You know, what do we do today? We buy a t-shirt, a baseball cap. Yeah, me included. But not in Granny's day. In Granny's day, when we visited a destination, we bought glass like this. And I'm going to show you all 3 pieces quickly. They're chip-free, crack-free, no damage on any of them. Let's look at them. And you get all 3. The first piece is a souvenir of Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Okay, good old Doylestown. And it is a sort of clam broth glass, little trinket dish. And this is old-timey. I mean, this goes way back. This isn't 1950s or 60s or 40s or 30s. This is 1920 or even before. It could be up to 1930. They did a lot of clam broth in the 20s, but if it's backwards or upside down, it's because we're on StreamYard. No, it looks like it's coming out okay. No, I sold all those restaurant mugs. Sharon, I am sorry. So there we have that with 3 little feet, and it's gilded. The other 2 are dear to my heart. They are 2 New Jersey towns that are right next to each other on the Jersey Shore, Asbury Park and Ocean Grove. Now, the one that says Asbury Park, it has been rubbed off. You've got to get way up in the light and hold your face like this to be able to read it. You know, you have to hold your face right because it got worn away. So you really don't see that on there, but it does.
That's the Jersey. That's the Jersey smirk.
That was the Jersey Shore smirk. It really does say a souvenir of Asbury Park. There's no date on it. Could be 1880 to 1930. This one, what town is right next to Asbury Park? That's right, Ocean Grove. I am so excited. The choir festival's coming up. I won't get into it right now. This one was given to Laura. That's what's engraved here, Laura. And the date, it says Ocean Grove, and the date is 1903. 1903. And we've got gilding on the little feet. Just a cute little punch cup. And this was for Laura. Isn't that charming? Ocean Grove, 1903. So Ocean Grove, New Jersey, Asbury Park, New Jersey, and Doylestown, Pennsylvania.
Whose town?
Charming. Pardon?
Whose town?
Doylestown. So charming. This is a wonderful thing to collect, especially if you just have a small apartment or something like that. You maybe have a little cabinet. You can have an instant collection right here. And as you're traveling around, pick up the little souvenir pieces. I think they're charming. Chip-free, crack-free. Count them down. 10, 9, 8. You get all 3. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. On 3. Charming early 20th century pieces of souvenir glass. And we usually see it always in that ruby etch. It's wonderful to find this emerald green color and the little clam broth piece. Okie doke. And the
Okay, I see Justine at 28 before the stop.
And it's always, I always need the last names as well. Janice Snewski. Okay. Justine, Justine, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you.
You know what that cat behind you needs?
There are two cats behind me, actually. Which one are you
Right
talking?
behind you, next to the speaker. That cat needs a Barbie wig.
I know what he needs. You're right. Where are those wigs? Yes, David, you're right. And you know, Old Salem, this is the resting place for little Old Salem. His picture is right here. That was my cat for 20 years. People who don't know say, what's this cat? That was my cat for 20 years. I had him from kitten until age 20. And there's a photograph of him, and there's a box with his ashes right back there. I need to find those Barbie wigs. That's right, David. All right, sell something.
Sell something.
Sell something.
I have a pair of candles starting at 24, please.
Ooh.
I do. I promise I do. They are 10 inches and 1/4 tall. And what I love about these, if you find old candles and they're in this, I mean, do what you will. But when it starts to alligator from the age, the finish, leave it alone.
Yeah.
I don't mind if you polish them a little bit, but do not refinish them. The old lacquer, the character, I even like, there's a pair over here I have that have the wax residue that I like. I mean, it just looks good. And both have the copper insert so that the candle will not burn. But beautiful pair. Let me show you some of the alligatoring on this finish closely. I love it. All the character.
I do too.
Nice old felt on the bottom. And very useful when your lights go out. We've all been there. Let's see. The bottom is 4 inches across the bottom. And of course, like I said, these are 10 inches and 10 and 1/4 tall. Beautiful set.
They are.
And pardon the background. This room is still a work in progress, so I still have yet to get a couch in here. I can't find the right one. I think I'm being too picky.
Oh.
And I don't want to move. I don't want to replace it once if I don't like it. So I'm trying to get it right. I'm taking my time.
Yeah.
Hi, D. D's in. Welcome, D. How you doing? Okay, I'm going to count these down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Okay.
I'll wait for the stop. I think we had one bid, Val M, and it looks like Val's going to get those. Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
All right. Wonderful. There you go. Congratulations, Val. For $30, I have 2 Carnival glass vase candy dishes. You get both of them. We're looking for an opening bid of 30. They are chip-free and crack-free. These are made by the Fenton Art Glass Company. They date anywhere from 1907 to 1925. And one is green, one is purple. Amethyst if you'd like, emerald if you like. I'm just going with green purple, and look how pretty. That's called the stippled ray. No, stippled ray pattern. I think so. They have rays, and some are stippled, and some are smooth, as you can see. They stand about 5 inches tall, and again, they're chip-free and crack-free. Fenton at this It's day and age at this time is unmarked. But they're both the same pattern, as you can see. I need to hold them back farther. There we go. I was too close. That's it. There's not a whole lot more to say about that. Made in a mold, as this glass would be. While I'm waiting for a minute, just for people to get a chance to decide if they're interested, the very first antique glass I was ever aware of was Carnival glass. As a boy, visiting one set of grandparents, there was an oak china closet that sat in the corner of the dining room with those claw feet, you know, that looked like it would dance around the floor at night in a Disney movie or something with line, kind of little line, that kind of thing. And it was crammed with stuff, just shoved full of stuff. And my grandmother would take out a couple of pieces of Carnival glass, which were her mother's. And I knew that great grandmother. So that was the first time I ever learned anything about glass. And I'm happy to say that I have both the china closet and the Carnival glass, which I will not sell. These aren't family, so these are to be sold. And she was so proud of that Carnival glass. Yes, sir. 10.
We had a question from Sharon Stinson Whitler. She asked, what is needed to purchase items, please? First of all, a bid. If you're the winning bid, then what you would do is either email Scott at oldcuriosityshop99@gmail.com on the bottom of his screen, or when I'm up, email Tammy or I at vintageuprisingtexas@gmail.com, which will be listed under my screen. And just send us the screen name, even if it's your real name, fine. If you just have something abbreviated or a nickname, fine. Send that information. Email us your mailing address, how to contact you, city, state, zip code, and we will invoice you. Even if you don't have PayPal, we'll invoice you somehow, and you can pay using any method of payment. So that's all you need. But first and foremost, you need the willingness to bid, or you don't win anything.
And if you win and then you write to us, please make sure you tell me more information than you think I need to know, because people always forget something. You've got to tell me if you have a PayPal account or not. If you don't, I'll send you an invoice and you'll never get it. So it's fine if you don't have a PayPal account, but you have to let us know so we can send you an invoice as a special guest. And then you can use whatever payment method that you'd like. Invoices are, we'd like you to pay the invoice when you get it. Not the second you get it, but the next day is nice. And I will be invoicing tomorrow morning, if not tonight. I might invoice tonight, but I might invoice tomorrow morning. Okay. And I think Jeffrey put that in there as well. So that was a good question. Thank you for explaining it, David. And thank you everyone for bearing with us, especially if you've heard it before. It's always good to say it again. We'll go ahead
and your
count
high bid now is 60.
Okay, we'll count them down. 10, 9, I have to put one of them down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on both of the Carnival glass candy dishes. And how these would sparkle in homes circa 1910, 1915. They might only have one light bulb if they were electrified. Not like today where we have all these bright lights everywhere.
Looks like your high bid is Jenny Mac at 76.
Then Jenny Mac has them at 76. Jenny, I thank you so much. Thank you everyone who placed bids. I appreciate that. Jenny, I don't know if those 12 boxes arrived at your house yet. If they didn't, they'll be there any second. And there's more boxes coming. Thank you so much, David. Your turn, and thank you for bidding.
Your mail person will love you. Okay. I notice a trend of I guess it's been 4 or 5 weeks now, some folks are jumping on the amethyst or black glass bandwagon, which I totally support because I love it. I have a nice little collection myself. This is a nice starter piece, and this is L.E. Smith's trophy vase, and it has the nymphs dancing with serpents motif, and it has the diamond. Look, blue tape. It has the diamond, not the round base. Now, this amethyst opaque glass from L.E. Smith, you're looking at 1932 to 1935. So you have the combination of the nymph, the opaque, which in very bright light, you can see it's very dark purple, and the diamond on the bottom, and not the silver on the front, and then the ruffle top. Now they did have several models or several molds, as they call it, or plates. L.E. Smith called them plates. But you're looking at 1932 to 1935. This is starting at 26, 7 inches. And L.E. Smith made a lot of these. They made a lot. They shipped them by the crateful. You get the nymphs on one side, blank on the other. And if you're not familiar with the pattern, I can zoom in. Most of you here are familiar with it, but we do have newer buyers that have started to collect a modest collection of these. Ooh, the natives are restless downstairs. If for those that are who do not know, Vintage Peep Show, Agogo, Margot, and Brad are visiting us here in Houston, and they arrived shortly before dinner. So I can hear Tammy's giving them the tour. They're in the entryway right now, right below my door. I can hear them. Okay, I will count this down. Several versions of this. You can have the nymphs with the diamond bottom or the round bottom, ruffled or not ruffled. But nice starter collection for these. Okay, I will count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. High bid right now is 35 from Bonnie Abrams.
And Kells now has the high bid of 38.
Okay, I just saw that.
Wait for the stop.
And we're waiting for the stop here at the 4th green. There's the stop from Karen Williams. Kells, this lovely vase is coming your way. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, next up, starting at $25, I have got 3 pieces of glass for you. So $25 is where we're looking to start, and you get all 3 pieces. It's 3 pieces of EAPG, so it's all pressed glass, except one example has a little bit of cutting on it. And this is the most beautiful one. That's one. Now that one stands 8.5 inches tall. This is all pressed here, but on the stem, they cut this in. And I can tell when you feel the stem, oh, you think you're going to get cut. So these little designs were cut in there, but the rest of it is pressed. You're going to get that one, back up. That one, that's 8.5 inches tall. That one is just a little bit shorter. And then there's a vase. Now these are pressed. If they look like there's a funny tint to these, I've got some old light bulbs. I'm weird. I have light bulbs from every era. You never know what it's going to look like in here. So my lighting is odd, but all 3 of them. There's the vase, and you can have fun. You can go, if you want to have a good time, go to the EAPG website. I put it in a link under the video that I released today. It's a wonderful database. I've used it many times myself before. And you can have all the fun you want looking these patterns up. But there's one vase. See, open all the way inside. Okay. And this is all early 20th century glass. There's a footed, I guess, candy dish, which is very pretty. And then I think this one is my favorite, this tall, oh, so tall and slender and elegant. Now I'll let you see how pretty it is. And we'll turn it this way. This is all done in a mold, except for all along here. There are little cut, these little sawtooth or whatever you want to call it, little zippers, they're all cut in there. And then this is pressed on the bottom. So there's your collection. 2 candy dishes and a vase. Counting them down, we have a high bid, I think, of 26. And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Hold on, I got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. On those 3 pieces. Trying to set them down very lightly so it doesn't cause any kind of weird echoing. Okay. And the 3 vases, the 2 candy dishes and the 1 vase.
I think it's Tina Bradford at 35.
It looked like it. Well, Tina Bradford at 35, thank you. Floor is yours, David.
Okay.
Oh, Pup. Hi, Pup.
I'm putting him in the chair next to me. He's going crazy.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone that bid for that. We appreciate it. And here he is to steal the show. The next start is going to be $35, and I'll tell you why. Those who love architectural history, Art Deco, or just something you don't see every day because they've imploded some building and all of this gets destroyed. But how cool is this exit sign, this Deco exit sign?
Oh, I know I'm going to love it. Even before
hand painted.
I see it. Ooh.
Exit. Now, when the mechanism for this, I only found the glass. So they had a metal orb that this sat in, and then it had a black, the best described is like a two claw bracket that would claw here and here, back recess behind these edges, and to hold it on the electrical base. And the electrical base would shine a light straight through the glass to illuminate the hand-painted exit. Now, what's neat about this is that the exit is etched, either cut or etched. I probably cut. It feels like it was cut or just pressed. So the recess in the back, and they paint these red, of course. But I mean, definitely Art Deco. You hear about these salvage guys that save they're hired to tear down buildings, and the savvy ones save as much as they can and take it home before they tear down things for architectural salvage. And I'm glad they saved this one, but it's very neat. You've seen me sell the industrial wood molds that I like to drill and set pencils in. Those would be great if you found one of those. I have one actually. And if you cut it just right and let that slide right in as a display, that'd be very neat. But I love it. So I will count it down. I think we have one bid or two bids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rich, you may want to refresh, just refresh your browser if you have a 30-second delay.
Yeah. Or close some applications. That'll increase your the delay is different for everybody. The speed
Right.
of
And I
yours-
see Lisa, you have the high bid of 46. You're going to get this. You're going to love it. And make sure you're in live chat during all messages. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, everyone that bid. Jenny and Poodle, thank you.
Okay, we will move along here, and this will probably be the last item before we take a quick 5-minute intermission to stretch our legs. We've got 350 folks here, but we're not finished. We got another hour to sell, and I've got lots of goodies. I know David does as well. So let's go ahead and have we'll look for a $20 start, and a lot of you are going to know who the artist is. Oh my goodness. How many of you love Bessie P's Gutman? Right there she is. Well, these are so charming. I'm going to zoom in and let you see. There is a little bit of water damage along the edge here. You can't see it from this distance. I'll show it to you. But it's in its original frame. And this particular print is entitled, and it's very hard to see it, but I think it's On the Brink of Dreamland. On Dreamland's border, on the border of Dreamland, because the baby doesn't quite want to go to sleep yet. You see, the little eyeballs, those little eyes are still open. Now there's a little water damage right here, as you can see. I think you can see there. Here is the Bessie P's Gutman, and then this is Gutman and Gutman there. So it's the publishing, it's the original thing. Look at that polychromed frame. That's the original frame. And when you see these frames with the blue paint and the various little polychrome flowers, you're way back. These became popular after the Second World War, and they were popular through the 20s. Into the 30s, but then this blue kind of disappears. You don't see this blue as much. So it's very easy to date these by the frame. That's a typical frame. Maxfield Parrish, R.A. Fox, they all love these frames with the blue. This blue paint, and that's all original. And there it is. So the print isn't perfect. They do all have this kind of muted look to them. You're going to get a surprise. Of course, everybody will say this, and I'll go ahead and say it as well. Take the old cardboard off the back so that it doesn't damage the print any from acid. But you can see that the cardboard circle, there's some old sign back there. I can't read it. You know, it's not, they cut this off of probably a big poster. I've seen many times where they do that. So you'll get a surprise when you pull that off and see what it actually says back there. But there it is. And if there are no questions, I'll count it down. It measures, I'm sorry, I can't find this is 9 inches. And so you can see it's a good 9, about 17 inches across in diameter, maybe. I'll pack it well, and it's meant to hang this way. There's the hook on the top. The title is down here on Dreamland's border, and how adorable for the baby's room. 10, 9, 8. Rich, there's always going to be a delay. There's always a lag, and it's different for everybody. It's based on the internet speed that you have, the device that you're on, the age of device, when you last defragged, you know, how many other applications you have running. So that's true. There is a lag for everybody. It might be 6 seconds for me. It could be 30 seconds for you. Refresh. That's the only thing you can do right now. Yeah, it all has to do with all of those things that we just mentioned. 10, and probably other issues as well. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And that's another reason why we say when you see something that you like, place your bid. If you wait until we start counting down, you may not get it. And I know I was either last week or the week before. I had somebody, they weren't really upset with me, but I don't know that they're going to be coming back to a live sale because they just were struggling with that delay, and they would see themselves as the winner, but they're not the winner. That happens when you're new to live sales, and we don't feel bad if you see that. It again, it has to do with refreshing and lag and all that stuff. Okay. Oh yeah, don't sit on it, bid on it.
Okay, you want me to do one item so I have 5 before the intermission?
I just need to know who won the best. Yes, that's fine.
Sure. Yeah, I just.
Okay, absolutely. Let's see. Okay, David. Yeah, let's see who our winner is, and then I see stop, but I don't know who that was. Let's let our moderator give a pardon.
Bonnie Abrams. Let me look. It looks like Bonnie Abrams at 35.
Okay.
Before the stop.
Bonnie, thank you. And thank you everyone else who placed bids. Okay, David, you want to do one before the intermission? Go for it.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
This is starting at $40 for a wall pocket or wall planter, but it's a significant one. Hard to find. This is a Kingfisher bird wall pocket. Very beautiful. It does have crazing, but it's an excellent shape. Most importantly, his beak is there. Not broken, not chipped. Jack, do not start barking, please. We're good. We're good. We're fine. This measures 13.5 inches tall. Look how big it is next to my head.
Yeah.
Look, I have cauliflower Kingfisher ears. No way. Yes way. It's 13.5 inches tall, 7.5 inches wide at the widest point, which would be at the top here to here, and nothing here. Set to mount. There's a little recess here to slide that over a nail or screw, or smartly just use this little chain. You can hang that there as well. The paint's still in excellent shape. The bird is in excellent shape. Beautiful colors. And I'll spin them around. Absolutely beautiful. There's the back and the bottom. Like I said, there's no, other than the crazing, it's just a nice, very, well, it's getting up there in age. This would have been circa mid 50s, going to early 60s, if not, maybe a little older. In very nice shape. I'll count it down. 10. Again, Melody, it's 13.5 inches tall, 7.5 inches wide at the widest point, and you're looking at about 2 inches thick from the belly of it here to the flat, or maybe slightly over 2 inches from this edge to the back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. The start price was 40. Where the high bid now is at 60. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll wait for the stop. Wonderful, wonderful. His colors are so vibrant. I'll just share that while we're waiting for the stop.
I have an observation to make.
Okay. And there's a stop, and it looks like Melody Southern Buckeye will get that at 79. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone who bid. I really appreciate it. And we wait with bated breath for Scott's observation as we meander to an intermission.
Well, I would prefer that you wait with bated breath rather than bad breath. It is intermission time. Guess what David and I want? I'm going to make that observation, but during the 5-minute intermission, old timers, step aside, head out to the kitchen, get yourself an eggnog. You know, you've got to finish it up. It's been in there since December. I want, during intermission, anybody who has never, ever, ever said a word in the chat, let's see you. Come on, let's see you. Now, come on now. Don't you cheat, you old timers, because we know who you are. Just hide for a minute.
Jack's never said a word.
If you're new, if you've never been here before, we want to see you. And I'm looking at the chat just to see if we have some new folks. We'd love for you to say hi, Boise, Idaho, or hi.
There's Jade saying hello.
Okay, now where are you from? Tell us. No, I want people I've never seen before. Now I see some of you I've seen before saying hi. I will give you hi first time. Bernadette. Hi, Bernadette. Bernadette, where are you from? We're just going to see if we find some new folks. David, help me call out. We're looking for folks who
Cheryl from Girard Knox, Tennessee. Dream Boat Annie from Arizona.
Corrine from Massachusetts. And look at all the new folks. Tina
Bernadette's in Philly.
Oh, I'm loving it.
Oh, Tina's from the Adirondacks. Nice. June from Osmonson,
Kansas. Jenny Mack in Hawaii. Now, wait a minute. Is that a different Jenny Mack? Jenny. Oh, it's going so fast. Never chatted.
the Catskills.
Look, this is so exciting. Oh, Quebec, we love you. I love you, Canada. Not going to say any more. Not going to say any more. What? I said I'd love you, Canada, and I said I wasn't going to say any more, and I'm not. And nobody else is going to say anything either. We're not. Well, we love you, Canada. Let's see. Detroit, St. Louis. Oh, this is so much fun to see. You know, hey, David, there's Joy in Florida. My observation was that we jumped to almost 400 people. I think it's like 350 folk. And it's 399. So we jumped to 400 people like right at 9 o'clock. Now, did like 200 people come an hour late, or did that just happen? I mean, you know, I'm sure you turned your clocks, but it's funny that like right at 9 o'clock we jumped way up to 400 folks. So I don't know.
Oh wow, maybe.
Because it's always going to be 8 o'clock Eastern, and then all those other times. Helsinki, California. Hi, June. From Australia. This is so much fun. You've just been waiting to be given the chance. I am delighted to see so many folks and who are saying hello tonight. That just makes my night. We're so glad to have you. Don't feel like you have to bid on anything or chat. We're glad you're there. It's nice. I've always wondered, I love the 30 people that we always see, but I've always wondered, who is that other 300 people? I've always wanted to know.
Well, there are a few of them there. Tamara from North Carolina.
Yes. Round of applause, everybody who's saying hello. That makes us feel very good.
Delta, Colorado, Michigan. Are you a Youper if you're Michigan or the Lower Peninsula? Yeah, welcome everybody. We really appreciate it.
That's great to see. Well,
Karen, subscribe to David.
oh, she just want you to subscribe to me? Oh.
Not quite. Upper Michigan. She's a Youper.
Well, now that we know some new folks, it is a pleasure to meet some new folks. Come again, and let's see you in there more often, okay? Yes, that's right. Welcome, and please, we want to see you. David, what you want to say during intermission?
Just that it's going to be a very busy week, even though I am inundated with administrative stuff for work. But we do have visitors. I believe tomorrow they're thrifting all day. I will be here at the home office. Jack and I have work to do with our real job. Well, his real job is to sit around while I work. Wednesday, Tammy and I have our sale, so she's going to prep for that between now and Wednesday. I do have a few items that I'm bringing, especially for Wednesday night, some fun things. Friday, as you may recall, Friday is our gang sale, which will be on Vinny's channel, I believe, Vintage Vinny. So yourself, Tammy and I, Dee of Thrill of the Thrift will be joining on Vinny's channel, and we'll let the fun and hilarity ensue while we sell a few items and enjoy each other's company as we do in person and then offline from time to time. And for those that are familiar with our area in Southeast Texas, Round Top starts this weekend. So that's Tammy's Thrifting Super Bowl. She'll be hitting the fields and sourcing and just having fun and showing our guests around. So it's going to be a very busy 2 weeks for us. So that's what's going on.
Thank you for reminding me. I had almost forgotten about the sale this Friday. I'm starting to fade. I think it's time for a saltine.
Ah.
I'm ready.
All right.
Whose turn?
It's your turn. I ended with the giant wall planter.
And so you did. And so now I will offer up 2 flower horns made of early American pressed glass. Let's see, where are they? 2 lumpy dumpy dum. Well, okay, we're going to start at $30. $30. I will hold them up. Boy, I know they look like Epern inserts. And what gives it away that they're not is that little doohickey right there and right there. Flower horns. And yes, sometimes used in automobiles, but not always. And Karen and I know that because we were chatting about these and we went on, or Karen went on, because I was busy, but she looked them up for me. And I'm going to tell you who made these and a little bit about them. So they are chip and crack free, and they are 8 inches, about 8 inches, and it's a matching set. It's a pair of them, and I'll read to you the information from. This isn't something that you just Google. If it comes from the Early American Pattern Glass website, you can bank on it. Glass horns by the Elson Glass Company. The company operated from 1882 to 1893. These were introduced in 1890. They're flower horns. These were made by Elson West Virginia Glass Company. La-di-da-di-da. There was a silk cord that looped into the handle and tied at the end. I can't show you a picture of it, but a silk cord attached here, and then it looped right around this part here. So there was a little silk cord for hanging. These were hung in the home, often in the bedroom or the boudoir. Montgomery Ward sold them in the early 1890s. They also were made in blue. Often paper flowers were used rather than real. La-di-da-di-da. We also sometimes know these as car horns for automobiles. And Karen and I were doing a lot of chatting about this, where these could, you would actually see, it was a big thing in the early automobile days to have glass horns in an automobile. Also, for funereal purposes. After the funeral is over, some flowers could be put in this. These really, because of the silk would be attached here, the cord would be attached here and here. You can imagine they'd be hanging like this from the silk cord. So they could have had a real flower. A little bit of water could have been in there for a real flower or a false flower. And they could easily have been taken into an automobile, but also, as we said, used in the home. And that's what they are. So if there aren't any questions, comments, or what? I need an ear trumpet is actually what I need. Huh?
What?
Yes, I need an ear. Oh no, not that.
No.
Okay.
Take the Scott by the horns.
Questions, comments? I'd run my mouth on all of that. And if you want that information, you can go to the Early American Pressed Glass website. I just got it right off of there. I think Karen sent it to me and I printed it out because she knows that database back and forth. She's in it, daily. I'm not quite in it quite as much. So 1890s, a pair of them. Just attach a silk cord here and around here. Hang them wherever you want. 10, 9, 8. I don't see any questions on them. I guess we have a bid. 7.
We did have a question on how to display, but you went into detail of how you would, so you answered the question.
Okay, and there's actually a picture, which I can't show you, on the database. Very simple. A silk cord is tied here. It comes out, and then it loops around. There's a little spot here to loop the cord, and they can actually be hung. So you can imagine holding it like that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the pressed glass horns, flower horns, EAPG horns. I was shopping with the Revive It sisters when I found them.
It was a Tuesday.
Yes, it was a Tuesday. So we must have been in Berlin. No, we're not going to go into that. What was that movie? If it's Tuesday, it must be Rome. We did that once before. Okay. Who gets them? Is it Mr. Biderbeck at 55? Is that?
It might be Mr. Biderbeck.
Oh, in a mist.
It is at $55.
I thank you, sir. They're yours. And thank you, everyone who placed bids on them. And David, you got the floor.
Thank you. My next start is at $28. And we have nice old 1934 or not through 1937. Now this is a larger cobalt or sapphire blue L.E. Smith trophy vase. Now this has the round base, and this is the older version. It has a lot of wear on these edges. Same nymph motif. This was the last black one was 7 inches tall. This one is 8 inches, 8 1/4 to be precise. So a little bit larger. Scott, the one that you gifted me, which I do have displayed in our living room, is the same size as this one. So it's a larger black vase. Ellie Smith did reintroduce this blue, but it's a much, much lighter blue. This darker blue is the older one from 34 to 1937. And you'll know because it has that nice wear on the bottom where it's been on a shelf for a while. No chips. These were pressed. I'll give you the detail of the dancers. Same motif as the black one. And we do have bids, so I will count this down because we're going to keep this moving. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And hopefully everyone that was having problems with the lag, you have refreshed or closed your browser, entered the browser again, and you're in live chat. And we hope you're enjoying the show.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a stop, and it looks like Miss Patsy is going to get this vase. And just to double check, yes. And Patsy's going to get that. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who bid. I appreciate it. And we'll go to Scott.
Okie doke. Well, you can tell I have a lamp. And we're looking for an opening bid of $40 on the lamp. And it stands, I've got to get it back here. It stands in the place where it works. It stands.
Ooh.
No, I couldn't help it, David. 2 times 9 is 18. It's about 18. Is 2 times 9 18? Yeah. It's about 18 inches tall. And this is luster ware. Now this lamp is old. Rhonda, we want to make sure, are you bidding on the lamp or is your bid left over from the blue glass? I see Rhonda just placed the bid. If it is, cool. But let's go from the bottom up. I have to stand up. At the bottom, this is a beautiful metal base which has a patina on it, which looks, which is trying to make it look like a sort of a bronze. It's not. It's metal, so you can gently clean this, but that's the original patina there on the bottom of it. Then as we go up, we see this wonderful lusterware. This is pottery, or Rhonda says no. No what, Rhonda? You have to tell me.
She's
no.
Not bidding on the lamp. That was a residual bid for the vase.
Okay, that's what the no means. Gotcha. Okay.
Barbara and Bundo is your opening bid at 40.
Okay. Now you can see it's not wired. You're going to have to wire it. It had an old bad cord, which I cut off. Rewiring a lamp is one of the easiest things you can do. Take the finial off. This will screw off. Pop this cap off. But I want to talk about these sockets. These sockets are Weber Fat Boy sockets, and they're dated 1910. Woo! Actually, 1909, and then the second patent date is 1910. These are original sockets. That's $30 worth of sockets right there. And I have to tell you, whoever wins this lamp, if you're not going to keep these sockets, please tell me. I will buy the sockets back from you because I don't want to sell the lamp and then have somebody take off 1910 sockets and throw them away. That's it right there. They have the old pull chains and they just need to be wired. So I have to tell you, sockets can mean everything. You know, even a Tiffany lamp, if the sockets had been taken off, it decreases the value. We
Absolutely.
we love these old. There's nothing worse than seeing brand new, shiny, cheap sockets from another country that somebody went out and bought at a big box hardware store, stuck on an old lamp. Whatever kind of shade you want. This lamp dates to, again, about 1915 to 1925. You can research lampshades. There's a special formula for the size of a lampshade. And the lampshade, when you bought lamps like this, you could get any lampshade that you wanted. It's always best, if you don't know, take your lamp to the shade store. Let the professionals, they know if you want square, round, fringe, whatever, they'll tell you. But really, in the 20s, a beautiful old fringed lampshade would be on this. Of course, you put whatever lampshade on you want. So again, whoever wins, you've got to tell me if you're keeping these sockets. If not, I will buy these back from you. I'll take these off. These sockets are worth $10 a piece to me. I'll give you $20 just for the sockets if you're not going to keep them. Okay, so I won't run my mouth anymore unless there are questions. And I don't. David, did you see any? Other than what kind of shade?
Other than it being a sacrilege if you replace those sockets.
Yeah. Leave them. Just have it rewired.
I think your high bid is 45.
Okay, I will go ahead and I'm leaning back so you can see the whole thing. And
right before the countdown, let me add. So I shared pictures and some video of a Van Brigel original pottery lamp that I purchased with the original hardware, and I saved the harp on it because the harp that came with it was too tall. Van Brigel had very tall lampshades, and it's hard to find those originals. So I went with a shorter one since it was going to be in my office. And I did take it to a shade store or a lamp store.
Yeah.
And I had them professionally rewire it. You don't have to. You can do it yourself. I've done it. It's easy. For convenience sake, and because I didn't want to drop the thing, it's an original Van Brigel. They didn't make lines and lines of a certain line of lamps. When they did it, when it's signed on the bottom by the not just Van Brigel and their copyright, but actual by the person that hand turned the lamp, that's an original for someone. Someone asked them to make a lamp. So I found it, bought it, had it professionally done, rewired, got the shorter harp so it kind of fit in my office. It wouldn't be too tall. And they matched the shade perfectly to the size and proportion of the lamp. I mean, it's not rocket science, but you know, you want the right lamp. You want the right aesthetic. So
yeah,
that's all I had to say.
The wrong shade or an ill-fitting shade is like ill-fitting dentures. It just makes you uncomfortable. I guess. And I have my real teeth. That wasn't the best example, but yes, take it to a lamp shop. You know, you don't have to spend a lot of money on an antique shade if you're not a purist. You can find shades. They're making shades today with an old-fashioned look, and a lamp shop would help you out. Thanks for all that information, David. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. We will wait to see who our winner is. And once I call the name of the winner, will the winner please let me know in the chat, are you keeping the sockets? You promise you're going to keep those sockets? And if you don't want them, I will buy the sockets back from you. But I hope you'll keep them. They should stay with it.
I believe it's biter back at 45, and I guarantee they're going to keep the sockets.
If Bix won the lamp, I know Bix is going to keep the sockets. And was it Bix at 45?
Bix biter back?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Bix, I don't even have to ask you. I know you're keeping those sockets. And good man. Congratulations. And thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. Oh, yes, indeed. Okay. All right. David, you have the floor. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, for those that not necessarily militariana, when I go to estate sales, or sometimes there's a gentleman that likes to wrench in his garage and sew when he needs to, leather work when he needs to, and just he needs a bag, he needs a sack for whatever. So starting at $20 for 3 handmade, handcrafted, you're like, oh, what is this going to be? These are canvas bags made out of canvas or duffel. Very utilitarian, from handcrafted by these gentlemen. This may have been worked over. This may have held like tent rods or something like that. He hand tooled the leather into these straps to carry this thing, and then it has the a leather pull here as well, and then a slide tab to clench the end here. This one particular bag is 22.5 inches by 17 inches. 17 by 22.5. Well, I'll take that back. Sorry. This is 32 inches by 13. So 32 inches long, 13 inches wide. So that's one bag. You're getting all three for the starting bid of 20. Then this one was fashioned into a little sack. Snap closure, just for whatever. I just found it neat, unique that someone would take the time and do this for something they needed. Sewn, looks like some stitching. Has a gentleman's name here on this piece, McLaughlin. And the third piece, I love stuff like this. The third piece is the smaller one was 11.5 inches by 12. And this one is 22, almost square, 17.5 by 22.5. Same thing, a sack needed for whatever. Just there's some minor issues with, the guy uses stuff like looks like he put a can of whatever on there. So you have this bag, the smaller bag, and then the long bag. This one I really love, maybe because of the leather handles. You never know. And I don't know if we have a bid on that, but I will count it down anyway. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 for these 3 canvas sacks. And if no sale, we'll just wait for the stop and we'll move on to the next item. No bids? Okay. We'll just wait for a stop so we can move on. There we go. And we'll go to Scott.
I like those a lot. They remind me of things that my father had in the garage. That's stuff that dads have, for tools and nuts and bolts and all kinds of things. Okay, I'm going to have now 3 separate lots in a row. I mean, in between David's. But I'm really thinking of Easter brunch or Easter lunch. And this is all a marriage. I've put all of this together, but I just want to quickly show you a little bit of what I'm going to do here. Okay, let's put these back down. If you saw my short today, you know that I've got 5. Let's do the cups and saucers first. I've got 5 of them. A set of 5 cups and saucers from the Depression, $20. I'm only going to hold up 4 of them, but the 5th one is down here on the table. Now, they don't match. The cups do not match the saucers. They're different patterns. They're not meant to go together, but I'm putting them together because I'm making my own watermelon set. You'll get 6 cups and 6 saucers. That might look orange. Again, my lights, it's pink. No chips or cracks on any of the 5 cups. And there are no chips or cracks on any of the saucers. And looking up depression glass patterns is one of the easiest things to do. You don't have to spend 10 hours in a EAPG book. If you've got a good depression glass book, you look these patterns up, but we'll just go quickly. So all 6 of them, 5 of them, I'm sorry, 5 cups and 5 saucers. We've got cherries and grapes and pears. Oh, these, yep, I know you want to know, so there you go. I don't know if anybody asked, but I'm certain that people do. So
they were thinking it.
They were thinking it. So I'm only holding up 4, but remember there are 6.
We know how your minds work.
And those plates that those milk glass plates, I've got 5 of them as well. I'll show you in a minute, but let's go ahead and count down the 5 cups and saucers, which I have paired together, even though they're not the same pattern. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And while we're waiting for the winner to come in, after David, I'm going to come back with 5 beautiful Westmoreland wicker-edged plates. I think this would be a wonderful Easter setting, don't you? Or anytime for spring. We'll see these plates in just a minute. So we'll see who we have on these. Bring David in, and then I'll be back. And I've got some more. I've got some more pink and green.
It looks like Justine Shields at 35 is your high bid.
Justine
Shields.
I think I have your info, Justine, don't I? I'm pretty sure I do. And thank you so much, Justine, for your bid for winning. And it's a good time to mention that when I do the invoices, and it looks like it's going to be tomorrow morning, if you don't get anything from me by the end of the day, that means somehow we didn't get connected. So write to me at the end of the day. But I need your information now so I can send those invoices out tomorrow morning if I don't know you. And I did not mean to solo myself. Okay.
Solo yourself.
Solo yourself. I said solo myself, not soil myself.
Soil myself. Oh, no. This next item is starting at $25. Now, sadly, it's only a single bookend, but it's a Deco horse. This is a Philip Napoli design, 1930s. Very handsome. Nice patina on it already. Champion, distributed by Champion Products, Inc.
Mm-hmm.
So these were made for a while, but the design is a Napoli design, Art Deco design. Well, that's his last name, Philip Napoli. Very, very stunning Deco horse. I wish there were 2, but sadly, we know how that goes. You always find that one bookend, but one's fun. One's fun to have, depending on your decor. I have some. You can't see them. Maybe I'll show them later at some point. I'm going to do a video in here, kind of like a video flyby of some items. I have some new items here, and then break down and do a little haul of some items. But this is one bookend, one single bookend. Has not been dropped. Has not where there's a severe drop or crack or dent in this. Just has some nice patina on it. There's the bottom, green felt, worn felt. That has the distributor sticker on there. Champion Products Inc. Nice heavy bronze and copper alloy. Well, I mean, bronze is an alloy of copper, so let me give you some detail on the nice heavy piece. Not very hollow. It is hollow. The base is more solid. The base is thicker, probably that thick, but it is hollow. It's not solid. Gosh, I'd hate to find out what the shipping would be if this thing was like solid. Most of these were molds, hollow molds. Beautiful design. Okay, I'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll wait for the stop.
Wonderful.
I may need a refresh.
Don't we all?
Okay, I see Kale's in at 35 for the highest bid before the stop. Thank you, Kels. Thank you, Bonnie and Phil Imp, for bidding, and we'll go to Scott.
Okie doke, I've got 5 Westmoreland milk glass plates. They are 9 inches in diameter. None of them are chipped or cracked. I couldn't believe it. I had to look at them 7 times, maybe 8, because this is called wicker edge. And look at how intricate that is. And the reason why I love these for Easter, look, it's supposed to be a wicker edge design, but do you see the Christian cross here? So especially if you celebrate the Christian Easter, you can see here is almost like a cross right there that I can see in there. There are 5 of these. Remember, I had 5 cups and saucers, and I've got 5 plates. These were discontinued, I think, in about 1961 or 62. So, you know, if you love these, hey, start your collection now. And they're Westmoreland wicker edge. I couldn't believe, and these have the ring of fire. So the milk glass, and it's not showing up, but these, it's hard for me to get it in the light. But you collectors who, you know, if you know, you'll see that ring of fire around all of the edges. There's just that little tiny orangey glow that collectors call the ring of fire. They're all $20 for all of them. That's our opening bid. We're looking for $20 for all 5 of them. I apologize if I didn't say that. $20. You get 5 of them. They're 9-inch plates. They are made of milk glass. I think Westmoreland's milk glass is top. They were known for milk glass. Other companies did as well. Wonderful quality to their milk glass, I think, Westmoreland. And it's amazing that, can you imagine one ding and this would just break, and they're not broken. So 9-inch plates, they're nice and shiny. There are no utensil marks on these. And
Terry Valente at 20.
I put, when I was putting things together, I thought, gee, isn't it fun to just mix and match like this? Even though none of this was meant to go together, you know, we don't have to be matchy poo-poo. But just for these now, 10, I'm going to go ahead and count them down. We've talked about them long enough. And it is quarter of 10. Quarter of 10. My goodness.
It's almost over.
We ain't finished yet. Almost. 10, 9, 8. They're only 9-inch plates from here to here. And the surface area for eating is going to be about 7. Yeah. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the 5 Westmoreland, very early 60s. They might have come out in the 50s, but then discontinued in around 1961. That information came from the Replacements website, which I trust wholeheartedly.
Well, it looks like Patsy M is your high bid at 45 before the stop.
They're coming to Patsy M. Patsy, thank you. David, you have the floor. Thank you, everyone who placed bids. I appreciate it.
Okay, here's some heavy metal. This is starting at $125. And since I know Scott has some other items. I only have 2 items left. So this is starting at $125, and it's in, if you're into antiquarian maps, globes, certainly you're familiar with heavy metal like this. Armillary spear. This one is fashioned after the solar system. So you have the bronze sphere representing the sun, and each ring representing, if you still believe Pluto is a planet, if Pluto is a planet, whether it's not a planet, it could be a planet. For this armillary, Pluto is a planet because there's 9 rings for this armillary. So Pluto's a planet. They said it couldn't be a planet, but I still believe it's a planet. So you have this, of course, folds in, and play with it all you like. But you have 9 rings to represent each planet around the sun. This stance has a nice tripod stand. It stands a whopping 25 inches tall. And you will love it. It is very cool. I love stuff like this. I love maps. I haven't mounted my military map yet. I plan to. I just need the time and to do it. Oh, Beiderbecks from Pluto. Okay, so it is a planet. Great. What's shipping to Pluto? The year I give this year, I'm thinking this may have been probably 60s. It's got a little wear on it. Probably the 60s on this one. I know I got this at an estate sale, and he had a lot of maps, a lot of antique guns as well, and several globes. There was one globe that I wanted to get, which was pre-World War One. That was gone by the time I got there. This was still there, and I just loved it. I guess no one really wanted this one. Maybe the heavy metal scared them, or I just got there right on time, and it's the first thing that I put on the whole table. But I love it. And if no interest, I'll count it down. You know I have it in case you have remorse or regret. If you did not bid, you can always email me or send me a message. I'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This looked great next to a map or in the corner of a study. Alrighty. It's 25 inches tall, yes. And I do have a bid. There's a stop. There is a bid. Justine. Okay, Justine. All right. Thank you very much. And that will be going your way. Thank you so much.
Okay, I've got 2 pieces of depression glass. One is pink and one is green. $18 start. That's for both of them. We're looking to begin the bidding at $18. They are both chip and crack free, but you've got to know your depression glass. There is roughness around this inside rim here on the bowl. They're not the same pattern, but I'm going to sell both of them. This large chopped plate, you can call it if you want, is about 11 inches in diameter, and this is the horseshoe pattern, and this does illuminate. This will glow under UV light, as you can see that it does. And it's not scratched. It's in very good condition, and this would have been from the early 30s. We can see the horseshoe right there, and I'm selling it with another piece of glass. I don't remember. I think Hazel Atlas and Indiana. But again, looking up depression glass is easy to do. That's the royal lace pattern you can see. And this is a large vegetable bowl, and it is 9 inches. So this is 9 inches, and this is 10. On the bowl, the inner rim has got a little bit of roughness where the spoon has been leaning up against it for serving macaroni salad and this and that and whatnot. So there they are. There's the pink serving bowl, depression bowl, in the royal pudding.
Ooh, chilled slaw, and that would be awesome.
Chilled slaw.
Chilled slaw.
And there's the green
pink
platter, which can be used for whatever you choose. I am going to put them together and have instant watermelon. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Oh, now don't throw your potato salad all over the carpet, or you'll have to get out the sweeper. And I don't feel like it at this time of the night. No. And then I'm going to, while we're waiting, I'm going to bring back, I've got a couple magazines to sell, and then we'll do the jam pots again because we didn't have them at the beginning. So the 2 jam pots here, we're going to try to sell as well.
Prune whip.
Mustard pot. What?
Beiderbecke said prune whip.
Prune whip.
Okay, your winning bid is $36, and KP Gunther is your winner.
KP at 36. All right, I've got it noted. Thank you for your purchase. 36 on the pink and green. I have it notated here on my secret white paper. Thank you. We're
using visible ink.
We're going to see if we can get any interest out of the 2 mustard pots with sterling silver lids. $30 for the 2. They are a matching pair. Mustard, jam, apples, peaches, pumpkin pie, whatever you want. They're etched, and look, they have the same design on both of them. They're made of glass, beautiful glass, and both of the lids are marked sterling on the underside. They're small. You're going to have to get your own spoon. See, no spoon. The one lid is marked Watson Sterling, and the other lid says Sterling 25X. But that's both of the lids. And the Sterling mark is underneath. It's really hard to get you to see it. Put them back in. And again, you can see the pretty etching, I guess, I hope. I think maybe if I put them up against my dark vest.
Your handsome dark vest.
My very handsome cable knit. Is it cable stitched, cable knit, whatever, vest? And I'm very happy to tell you, David, that I am out of my holiday pants. And for all of those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, you'll just have to, yeah, you'll have to just remain in wonder.
His 80s wide leg Gap khakis.
But I have shed my holiday pants. It didn't take too long.
It didn't take long.
Okay.
All you needed is 3 days of 50-degree weather.
That's all I needed, and my we won't have to see the holiday pants until next Halloween. Thank you, Kels. I think you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
No more silk, no more sick milk ties for a belt for you.
Yeah. I don't know who it was, but somebody told me that they've been in their holiday pants for 6 years.
I have to wipe my eyes with that one. I teared up on that one. Good thing I'm off camera.
Yeah, David, you've never been around me when I'm in my holiday pants. You've only seen you and you don't need to be.
I've always seen the svelte slinky curiosity shop.
That is correct. 10, 9, 8, 7. I know we have a bid. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. What? I've been in my holiday pants since COVID. I gained 8 pounds and can't get rid of it. Oh, I know it's hard. It was actually getting COVID that started me out of my holiday pants because I don't think I ate for 15 days. Okay, so.
Oh my goodness, there's a stop. Looks like Jenny Mac at 41 is your high bid. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I want David's face in the place.
I was wiping my eyes.
What?
I was crying. I was laughing so hard. I was trying not to laugh into the microphone. I had to mute myself. Okay, I do have one more item.
Oh, I thought you were finished. Okay, and then I've got something else after that as well. So let's bring you.
Okay. This is starting at 16. Very handsome Bartholomew's Road Atlas, circa 1956 of Great Britain. Love the logo, Bartholomew's Road Atlas. John Bartholomew and Son Limited in Edinburgh. Of course, it's not going to be up to date. It's from 1954, but it's pretty. I love it. I love the green. I love the logo. And I love maps. Anything antiquarian, I love maps, globes, you name it. I can go on and on and on. It breaks down Great Britain. It's your typical road map. All the pages are intact. Nothing torn or missing. This was well taken care of. The only little item is that little Johnny at some point took a crayon to the inside, but not on, just here, not in the back, I don't believe, and not on any pages. All the pages are great, not written on. Southampton and West Sussex. Very neat to have. I love finding things like this. And I will count, I think Bonnie Abrams is in at 20, so I will count this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll wait for the stop. Waiting for the stop. Wait, he personalized it, yes. Waiting for the stop. I'll set that right on top of the Deco exit sign. There's a stop, and Bonnie, that's going to you for 20. Thank you very much. That was my last item. Of course, I have the canvas bags, but you saw those. You can get all 3 for 20 if you want them. If they're here, just message me or email me after the show if you would like those. Okay.
Okay, now, hey, now, listen. Okay, now, hey, now.
Hey now.
Hey.
Jesus loves me. Hey now. The Bible tells me so.
Oh, that's an updated version. I think I only know the one from.
I taught my daughter to sing it that way. Just I said, throw in "Hey now."
We updated versions are always good. Listen, so I have got 2 magazines to sell, and then I have a freebie. And everybody, whether you won something or not, whether you chat or not, just because you are hanging around until the bitter end, I have a freebie for somebody. We had as many as 400 folks here tonight. I am delighted. Thank you, everyone. Now, look, also, before people start going to bed, don't forget this Friday night on the channel of The Vintage Vinny. We'll all be there, all of us. And we're going to have a live sale at 8 o'clock, right? Eastern time? This Friday? Okay.
Yes.
For $15, I've got 2 magazines in excellent condition. February the 10th of 1934 and March the 3rd of 1934. I'll give you the dates again in a minute, but they are, I guess, they're both Saturday Evening Posts. They're really in good readable condition. They're not falling apart. They're not filled with mold and mildew. They don't have a horrible musty basement smell. They smell like old magazines, but there they are. Nothing ripped out of them. And again, this is February the 10th of 1934. And this one is March the 3rd of 1934. Now, everyone here is intelligent. A lot of you are way more intelligent than I am. We know what's going on in the news. Sometimes we turn the news off. Just spend an evening and go back to 1934 and forget modern times for a while. They're wonderful. I just want to read one thing. I'm not going to go flipping through them and spending forever. You know what's in the Saturday Evening Post. But David, I want your face. I want to monitor your reaction. And I'd like the audience to monitor your reaction. I'd like to read a little bit of an advertisement. Oh, drat, I just lost the page. Hold on.
That's how it starts? Oh, drat.
No,
I just lost a page.
Here it is. Okay, not the shaving cream, but look at this forlorn. Doesn't she? She's not very happy, is she? Let's find out why. She has just read a letter from her sweetheart, David. And here's what the letter says. This is worth it just for this advertisement. Dear Marjorie, I could love you if you'd stop eating, if you'd start using Colgates. You're a very beautiful girl, Marjorie. Your hair is gorgeous. Your eyes, your lips divine. Your figure, umpty-umtum. But darling, your teeth are dingy. And I dislike, I hate, I abhor, I positively loathe dingy teeth on a woman, and most men do. You're old enough to know that everything you eat and drink stains your teeth. Not just one kind of stain either, but 7 kinds. Marjorie, don't be silly. I'm not seriously suggesting that you stop eating, but you might try Colgate's dental cream. Why Colgate's? Because the stains on your teeth are not only hard to get off, but they're a different kind. No, it's like sick glass. You can't clean it. Anyway, it goes on and on and on. And finally, and now, au revoir, au revoir. You will never get this letter, Marjorie. I'm going to make an advertisement of it instead. Yeah, so he makes an advertisement and embarrasses the heck out of her in a Saturday Evening Post.
Poor Marjorie.
And I hope you will buy a tube of Colgate. If you do, we will be going places together. P.S. Colgate is only 20 cents for a large tube. Oh, David. You don't get advertisements like that today. I had to read that to you. Poor Marjorie, sitting at
Poor
home
Marjorie.
with stained teeth. Well, Marjorie, if you've placed a bid and you'd like to retract it, I fully understand. You'd slap him. You'd slap him.
Rhonda Gentry says, I know where he would go.
10, 9, 8. Did you like my interpretation? I practiced it.
I did. I was just waiting for end scene or exit stage left.
Oh, well. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Marjorie, Marjorie, with your ugly stained teeth. And then I have a giveaway.
Oh, they're getting loud downstairs.
Oh, your company is having a good time?
How rude. How rude.
We have no interest in the Saturday Evening Posts? Okay.
No. Carmen is in for 15. That would be Carmen Sittler, Sitler, Carmen Sittler at 15, and there is a stop. So Carmen Sittler is your winner at 15.
Carmen, they are yours, and I will hand deliver them. You know how, and you know when. Don't anybody start talking about that in the chat. I will tell you in the weeks to come. And now I have a giveaway. Get ready. Everybody can get this book. Now, I didn't pay that. You'll have to just leave on or pick off if you want. Jadeite. It's actually Delphite and Jadeite. There ain't nothing wrong with this book. It's all there. So if you like Jadeite and Delphite, here you are. Look at that. Now, what we're going to do, here's what we're going to do. And I'm going to need attentive eyeballs in the chat. I will mail this to you free of charge, and I will pay the media rate to send it to you. Anybody can play tonight. This is what you get for hanging in there to the bitter end. Now, I have written down on the paper so you know I'm not cheating. I would like someone to name. You've got to name. I'm going to be really picky. You've got to get it almost exact. I'll forgive just a little bit. But I'd like you to tell me. I am thinking of a specific condiment. What condiment am I thinking of? Go. I ain't seeing nothing yet. What happened? You're going to have to be really specific. You're good. Oh, wait, I can't see that. Oh, good heavens. Oh, I think we're in trouble. It's just flying so fast. I think Barbara Ambrundo. Everybody halt, 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 halt. Everybody stop for a minute. Hold the fort. We'll give it just a second. We have that. Everybody halt. Stop. I mentioned Barbara Ambrundo. I want my moderators, nobody else, just my moderators, because you'll cause trouble. Not trouble, but it'd be too confusing. If my moderators will scroll back, I think I'm going to go ahead and let Barbara have it. The answer
I'm at the top of the list. Go ahead.
What?
I'm at the top of the list, so
okay.
Go ahead.
The answer is spicy brown mustard. Now, hold on, everybody. Nobody said spicy brown mustard, but I think Barbara was the first one that was as close. Can my moderators scroll back up and we'll see? I'm not giving it to mustard, mustard, mustard. Okay, she was the first to say Dijon. And that I think is the closest to spicy brown. So if my moderators are in agreement with that, I'm going to go ahead and say Barbara. And I'm sorry, Barbara, it went by so fast I couldn't get you. But since Barbara said Dijon, I'm going to agree that that's as close as spicy brown. We good there? Old Hadley Vintage says, yeah. Karen says, yeah. Okay. Revive It Sisters say, yeah. That means, Barbara, you're going to have to write to me and give me your address so I can ship out this book to you about Delphite and Jadeite glass. Congratulations, Barbara. And I apologize if I mispronounced your name. It zipped by. That was fun. Are you still there, Barbara?
That was fantastic.
Well, that was fun. Did you have fun tonight, everybody?
I hope they had fun. I had fun. Looks like Scott was banging at my door to get in and just to come up here and take a nap.
Who was banging?
I don't know if he had fun. Jack was jumping at the door, trying to open the door, and he heard this thump.
I thought you said Scott. I must have misheard. She says you have her info. Yeah, but will you it went by so fast, Barbara, I don't even have your last name. So will you just write to me and I'll get the book to you. Because it went by so fast. Okay, that's it. Wow. I think now, David, what was the Art Deco sign you mentioned? It looks like, all right. So we'll just chat with you for a minute. Thank you, everybody. We're done selling. We'll try to chat just a little bit.
Is that JJ that asked the question?
It's going so fast. I don't know.
JJ McLean. This was the Art Deco sign I mentioned. It was an exit sign. It's already been purchased. So that is going to someone's lovely home. So yeah, that's the Deco sign. Hand painted. The exit is molded on the back of the glass, but this is spoken for. Maybe the time change got some people, Scott.
It was very bizarre that like right at 9 o'clock, we jumped from like 230 to 400 people. I don't know. It was odd that it jumped that much that quickly. I know that even in the summertime last year, we didn't change the time of our show. I don't want to get into it now, so I'm not asking a question. David and I will chat about this. I may consider, David and I, we haven't even talked, but David, you and I can consider possibly, not now. Everybody, please don't, let's talk about it now. So maybe I better not mention it because everybody will start talking about it. Doing a survey and seeing with summertime, would more people rather us start and go from 9 o'clock until 11 or keep it where it is? But please, let's not do it now because I'm not gonna take votes now. But I could do that, David, if with summertime, I know if we could always put out one of those surveys on the.
We could send out a corporate survey monkey.
Yeah, because some people aren't going to want us to change it. Some people will want us to, everybody. But we could always do it and just get the votes and see what the poll.
Lisa Lamp says, fun. First time watching. Well, thank you for joining us, Lisa Lamp. We do have fun.
That's great. That's fantastic. I'm so glad, Lisa. And all the other, it was so fun to see everybody when we had the folks who hadn't really done any chatting before.
Let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and get some consultants working on polls and get us the poll data to find out whether we need to change the time or not. So we'll get with a consulting firm and find out.
I think it's a good idea.
That's what we'll do.
So you have a sale Wednesday
Maybe I
night?
should ask Jack. We'll ask Jack.
Do you have a sale Wednesday night?
We have a sale Wednesday. We will be joined by Vintage Peep Show A Go Go and Margot and Bradley Cartwright. They will join us Wednesday night for our sale on this channel, Vintage Uprising Texas. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It doesn't cost a thing, just a little click. You don't have to hit the notification bell to be alerted that new content has shown up, but you can. And we have a good time. We have fun. I enjoy working side by side by Tam Tam. And then Friday, we'll be getting together on Vintage Vinny's channel. Scott, myself, Tammy, Thrill of the Thrift, D, and Vinny on his channel. And I believe that starts at, remind me again, is that 7 p.m. Eastern?
I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern.
8 Eastern. Okay.
I think, is Dee still here? She could tell us if she were still here.
Karen is asking Scott, how about asking about EAPG sale again?
I will do
Is
that.
that something?
Yeah, I will go ahead and ask, and I'll probably ask again. I have a large, I shouldn't say large. I may have about 30 pieces of EAPG, Early American Pressed Glass. And I'm thinking if we have enough interest, I might do one special sale of just EAPG.
Mm-hmm.
Live sale. For example, these are examples of Early American Pressed Glass. This glass is going to be listed in my eBay store. I haven't listed it yet. I did put some new things in the store today, but these are going to be, I've already done the photography. These are going to be, this is an example of EAPG, but this is going in my, eBay store, these two pieces here. So if there's enough interest in Early American Pressed Glass, I can do just one specific sale for that. But it wouldn't be on a Monday night. It would be, I'd let you know in advance and I'd pick some other night. Which reminds me also, for the next 3 Monday nights, next Monday night, I'm flying solo. The Monday night after that, Patrick cannot join me for the Unbreakables live sale. So David is going to join me. No? Yes, you are.
I am.
Then there's a 5th Monday, I believe, in this month. And I'll be back again. So every Monday night this month at 8 p.m. Eastern time will be a live sale. Next week, me with all the regular stuff. The week after that, David and I will be Unbreakable. And then I'll be back that last Monday night. And we'll also see you Friday.
Are we going to be Unbreakable?
We're going to try to. And I think it's only fair for us to allow our moderators to promote themselves. Karen Williams does not do live sales, but Old Hadley Vintage has live sales on Sunday evenings, and the Revive It Sisters have live sales on Tuesday. I believe Old Hadley Vintage has been starting maybe at around 7 p.m., and I think the Revive It Sisters have been starting at about 6:15. They are here, and they are absolutely welcome since they're working hard to put their information in, and I'd like to thank our moderators for doing a wonderful job tonight. We can't do it without them.
We cannot.
And
we could give it the old college try, but we would probably fail miserably. Well, Scott, I enjoyed it.
You've got company waiting for you.
What's that?
You've got company waiting for you. Get down there.
Yeah, I do. I have to. I have to spend time with them, and they've had a long journey. I'm sure they're tired, but we'll visit. It's been a while since we've seen them. Since Thanksgiving, we were in their neck of the woods over the Thanksgiving holiday.
I remember.
So I'll go down there and say hello, and then let them get their rest. They've been on the road for 3 days.
3 days?
3 days.
Ooh.
You know how that goes.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Well, thank you, everyone. We appreciate you coming, everyone who bid, everyone that said hello that normally isn't in the chat. We really enjoyed seeing all of you. It's nice to see new names and imagine what the faces are. But it's nice seeing that everyone around the country, around the world, actually joining us tonight. So we really appreciate that.
And we apologize, Marjorie. Your teeth are beautiful. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, Marjorie.
Good night, Marjorie. Sweet dreams, Marjorie.